Excellent. Well, I'm glad to have you, and thank you so much for responding quickly. It was a very short notice and a family emergency, and I am glad not only to have you as a guest, but I was trying to do the last part of the year. I had done a few of these and realized, wow, this has been a huge sausage party. It's all been dudes. And I went, there are many, many talented females in the country music organization, the Midwest Country Music Organization, and I thought I am not doing my due diligence if I do not share some of these fantastic ladies with the members. And so thank you for being
Yes,
my guest.
absolutely. And Joyanne Parker is such a talented artist in the Midwest. I am honored to fill in her shoes for the time being.
Yeah, she's yeah. And of course I'm I was way prepared for that.
Yes,
And not as prepared. I'm sorry,
that's all right.
but I also realize I don't know a hell of a lot about you at all, really. So
Okay,
in some ways, this might be a better introduction for you for people who also are in my shoes that don't know a lot about you, right?
right. Yes, yeah,
It's a teachable moment for all of us. We can all,
exactly. Yeah,
all right.
yes.
Very,
Well, I
very
have
cool.
found that the Midwest Country Music Organization is a really neat community of a variety of folks, men and women.
Yes.
Mhm.
I couldn't agree more. Um, Give me a little bit of your history. I feel like you stepped in. Did you come in a little bit after the pandemic?
Yes.
Okay. That
Yep.
the thing that shan't be named.
Right. Right.
Pretty much
Which was a pivotal moment for all of us.
really, really, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it also, in some ways, I feel like brought back music in small places. I feel like everybody wanted music so bad and practically everywhere that in some ways, after the pandemic, you could get a gig at a number of smaller places just because they're all dying to have music. Do you think that's true?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, should I tell you a little bit about myself?
I would love that. Please do.
Okay. My name is Katy Tessman, and I live in the Twin Cities, East Minnetonka.
Oh,
Um, and I have a home here with my two adult sons, Sweet Lou and Mighty Max. I was
wow.
a performing singer-songwriter for about a decade, and then I became a mom. And the songwriting muse was on pause for about 20 years. And it took a pandemic to stoke the coals, and a fire sparked. And I have been writing songs like crazy. And in 2022, I released my first single after being on pause for so long of a time, and it felt so good. During the pandemic, my older son, Sweet Lou, was a junior in high school, and he did not want to play drums distance learning. So he said, "Mom, I want to learn how to play your guitar." And so
Nice.
I taught him my cowboy chords that I know.
Right on.
Yep. And then my younger son, he was in eighth grade, and he started producing music, and his genre is underground rap.
Nice.
And so I started writing songs again. Lewis was playing guitar. Max was working his computer, and there was so much music coming out of our house. It was so joyous. And so the pandemic was a very pivotal moment for me with my music career.
Right on. Very cool. So you've got a little producer in your house. How's that? That's fun.
Yes. Yes, it's
That's
really,
very
really
cool.
cool. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool. So has he produced any of your demos and or full songs that you've released or
Yes and no.
okay.
That first single that I released in 22 is called Piece by Piece. And I wrote the song in reflection of being a, a survivor of breast cancer.
Oh,
So during that 20-year break, I fought cancer and I wrote a book and published it. And when I was writing music again, I realized, I got a story to share. And I know that my experience is not a single thing. Everybody has experienced really tough things in life if you're lucky to grow old, you know?
yeah, yeah. If you make it that far, you've probably got a couple of tales.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So my survivorship has inspired me a lot. And Lewis played all the guitars on the song, and Max did help with a little bit of the mixing, but he mostly helped me with distribution.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
like, "You just use DistroKid, Mom." Huh? I don't know what that is. So I've been on a very sharp learning curve because
Okay.
in 2001 I released a CD
Oh,
back
yeah.
when they would call albums CDs.
Oh, well, the format, right? I mean, that was the hot format of the 90s,
Yes.
the digital disc.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And nobody has one of those in their hoopties. Well, they no longer even call them a hoopty now, so yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it's tricky
I
because
digress.
yeah, it's tricky. You probably have found this that you need albums, like a something for sale for people, and even for the radio folks that you might meet or
Mhm.
send things to reviewers. They want a product.
Yeah. Yeah, my journey's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes writing for production music and TV and film. So that's kind of where my new space is at. But I totally agree in the fact that I still do live shows.
Yes.
Um, if you're gonna do live shows, you should give people the opportunities to support you. And a lot of people, even if they don't, buy your stuff to play it, they just buy it to support you to have it. They want to be able to support you in a more meaningful way and be able to take something away from that experience, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. I love your
Where are your feet right now? Where's your home?
I'm in Grove City, Minnesota. The second question you might have is where is that?
Yeah.
So it's in between Litchfield and Wilmer. So
Okay.
I'm in between Litchfield and Wilmer, much more further west. I used to live in Delano until it became Deladina.
Oh,
So now it's Deladina, and
okay.
I'd rather be a little further out, I think. But
Yes.
which is also why I started doing this thing because um when they haven't had a mixer in a long time, which I
Hmm.
think should change. But let's put our hats in the rings and rally for a new Midwest CMO mix up because that
Yes,
was
Jessica.
absolutely fabulous.
Yes, Jessica Loby has been doing these meets and one-on-one conversations and putting them on her YouTube. And so that's kind of fun to talk to Jessica, and she's in Sturgis area, South Dakota.
Cool, cool, cool. See, this is it. Those who can't do try to find a way to make it work, I think, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a little bit further out than most people care to, come visit in person. But this works pretty good, I think,
Yes.
you know.
Yep. Another thing that the pandemic, another gift from the pandemic, is
Yeah.
everybody knows how to do virtual meetups.
Yeah. Yeah, actually I feel like my have you written a lot with other people via this medium? Because I know I have.
Yeah, yeah. I've done more like a Google Doc share,
Okay.
never in person like this.
Oh
Mm-mm.
yeah. Yeah, in fact, I think Google is just one of those things that's free. And free when it comes to musician utility is pretty cool
Yep. Yep.
because they're all out to get money from us, even though we're not making any. So,
Oh, I
or we're not
know.
making as
Yes.
much as we used to, whatever you want to say about it, But
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, oftentimes it's an open shared Google Doc while we spitfire ideas, and half the time I'm collaborating with somebody else who has a home studio, which means that we can fire ideas straight from one DAW to the other, and things like that. So
That's
I find
wonderful.
yeah, I find that a wonderful way to work because we're not losing any time in drive time. We can just set it at a meeting time and bingo bango. Let's make a song today. Let's make it happen. So yeah, that's very cool. So
Yeah.
besides your single, I feel like you've passed your single, and haven't you put out an album too?
Yes, two albums.
Two albums. See how
Yes.
behind I am?
Yes.
I don't know this much about you. So that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
thank you.
Tell can,
So, I did a couple other I think I did three singles, and then in October of 2023, I released a 9-song album called Fly.
okay.
And then fast forward 18 months, just last May, I released a 5-song EP called Turnbuckles.
Nice.
Yes,
Very
and I've
nice.
had a fun time. It was just available on Bandcamp, and then next week it's going to be available on all the streaming services. And so over the summer, I've been releasing singles from the
Nice.
album, and then bam, the whole sucker will be available.
I feel like that's probably the best strategy in this day and age, really, is single release up until you give them the whole shebang. Because,
It's a game. It's a
yep,
game, and as an independent artist, it's your own rules.
yes,
You
yes,
can
but
do it however you want, and you can try it
sure,
one way and then be like, I don't have the energy. That took a lot of energy. I'm going to do it this way. You know.
that's true.
Hmm.
That's true. But I feel like we're all trying to kind of move the needle in some way, right?
Yes.
We're all trying to move the needle in whichever way that is, and I feel that you know there that the single the singles up to the release of said thing seems to be the thing that even like Ari uh preaches. Do you know who Ari is?
I
Ari
know of
is
an Ari. Yeah, I know
Ar, Ar,
ours. Yeah.
Ari has a podcast called Ari's Take, and he's actually he went to the school here in Minnesota. Um, but he's kind of a independent guru, if you will. He's somebody who's actually written the book on the new rules of the new entertainment business. Because let's face it, they've definitely changed in the last 10 years. And
Oh,
probably will change again in the next 10, you know?
yes. Oh, goodness. You know what I noticed? Everything changed from from in the 20-year break that I had, besides the pay scale.
It just got less, even more
It did.
less.
Yeah, it got a little less. Yes. It's like, oh, I was making the same 20 years ago, and now, yeah. So it's yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there when you get to a certain level, you can start charging like Pink does, and then you can retire early,
Right, right.
if you want,
Yes, if
or
you
just
want
keep
it to.
going.
Yeah.
Why
But
not?
like Pink, as a songwriter, we all have something to say.
For sure.
And we want to share that with people. So it isn't that we want our 15 minutes of fame. It isn't that we want to have millions of streams. It isn't that we want to put those pennies into our checking account. It's that we want people to hear us and experience the same sort of community and hey, I see you and I can relate to you and this song really made me feel something. That's what I'm looking for.
No, I hear that. I don't know many individuals who have been in music for a long period of time who started music because they wanted to be famous. I really, honestly, I know zero of those people. Um, because I think, honestly, if you if you enter into music with the idea of being famous, man, I think you're just probably going to be disappointed sooner than later, really,
Yep.
about that,
Yep.
you know,
Hmm.
because it just doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't. No, no. I have a song called Ghost Ranch.
Okay.
And like Georgia O'Keeffe, um, she found her place to be the artist that she needs to be. And she found her ghost ranch in New Mexico. And so the song is about letting the human being allow their artist to come out and thrive and to find their ghost ranch so that they know that they're being heard and understood and that they are sharing their art with people.
Right on. It's very cool. I just want to be honest, full transparency here. I had to write down Georgia O'Keeffe because I don't know her or her music. And so you've
Oh,
just
she's a
probably gave,
painter. That's okay.
oh,
So
okay,
Georgia O'Keeffe is one of the most awarded um, American painter. And
okay,
she passed away in the 80s at a like very old. She lived to be 90 something. And what kind of creative person do you know that became famous that lived a full life? And so that's the story of how being an artist can make you go crazy. You know, like Vincent van Gogh. He went cuckoo caca. And then and writers like Sylvia Plath, gorgeous poetry, but she really struggled. And so as human beings, we all have the ability to be an artist
sure,
and allowing ourselves and to reaching for our own ghost ranch is what that song is about.
right on,
Yeah.
cool.
I went on tour this past summer and I, of course, went to New Mexico and commissioned a student film director. And he wrote and directed a music video for that song, Ghost Ranch. And we filmed it right there in New Mexico, right where Georgia O'Keeffe found so much inspiration for her paintings.
That is very cool. Very cool. Yeah, thank you for sharing that with me. I feel like along the way, you know, you that's one of the things I miss about physical medium, albums and CDs. They had inside jackets and booklets, and you could go see who, who the guest musicians were on something, who actually wrote the song, because it 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 I think a lot of people who aren't necessarily investigative in nature, you know, and folks who just kind of digest media on the surface of media don't realize how many of their most favorite songs weren't necessarily written by their most favorite artist who made them popular,
Right,
right?
right.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I have a background in being a school librarian, and
Ah,
and so I've published two books. And so for Turnbuckles, I decided to publish a book to go along with it. So if anybody is watching this, they can reach out to me. This is my book for the album, and it's liner notes. And so it has photos, lyrics, the stories behind the songs,
I love
and then
that.
the players on the album. And then I have a code that people can download from Bandcamp for free. So if they buy the book, then they can get the digital album. And I would love to connect with MCMO folks. If they're like, how do I get that so nicely printed and designed? And if I can do it, anybody can do it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And
That
so if
is
you think it brings you back
wonderful.
to those days in the 80s and the 90s when you used to be able to lay on your stomach in your bedroom and listen to a record and just stare at the photos and read all the lyrics.
Look at all my friends you have in there. You've got 10.
Uh-huh.
And because I don't know how to pronounce, I still I love Ted, but he's got the hardest last name to pronounce ever. And
Yes.
the thing that the only time I ever came close is he said it's just like a sneeze, and I'm like, oh, like and it's like, yeah, that's close.
Heine Yeah, Heine Shevitz. Yes.
Heineshevitz. Yeah,
Fun
yeah, right
fact,
on.
we went to high school together.
Oh, awesome, awesome, very
Yes.
cool.
Yes. Another fun
Okay.
fact is my oldest son is my lead guitar player
Oh, man, look
in my
at that.
band.
He's
Yes.
a hair farmer.
Yes. Yes,
Wonderful.
he is. Yes, he is.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Ted and I have written a song together that we released. And we worked with Mark Allen. And
Okay.
he
Um,
has been a longtime MCMO member. He
yeah.
told me about it, actually.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. I saw Sarah Morrison there, didn't I?
Yes, I love Sarah Morris. She is a huge inspiration to me. Um, uh, During the pandemic, I got into the rabbit hole of the singer-songwriter songwriting challenge group on
Ah, yes.
Facebook,
Ah, yes.
and I just fell in love with her music and just her songwriting process and her guts and glitz to just take a brand new baby song and share it on all the interwebs for anybody and
Fearless.
everybody to see in their
Fearless.
pajamas. Yeah. Yeah.
Totally fearless.
Yeah. Yep.
And, and she, also a YouTuber, right? With her big green bathroom shows, which are fantastic. Yep.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
they're so great. Yeah, I was really fortunate to be um I think it was when I released Hero Now Crowned. Um and I have a lyric picture book that goes with that. So I love
Wonderful.
media.
Wonderful. This is so fantastic. I
Yeah, and then of
really,
course
really
we both know
appreciate you
Doyle
sharing.
Turner.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
and Doyle
Yep.
and I went to the same college.
Okay, so you had Ted in high school, and then you graduated to Doyle, and they get together for the International Treasures.
Yes.
Wonderful,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
That's
Yes. And
very cool.
I'm in a new trio called Heartland Souvenirs with two other MCMO members. We
Okay,
have Nikki Lemire who plays harp, and she is a
nice.
treasure also.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And then Becky Schlegel, and who has more of a bluegrass background. And
Okay.
she's also an MCMO member. So it's the three of us, Nikki and Becky and I. And we last year we released a tribute to John Prine, two songs.
Right on.
And Thursday, this week, we are releasing our two-song tribute to Dolly Parton.
Wonderful.
And I play
Wow.
mandolin in that group.
That's awesome. Are you a self-taught mandolin player?
Yes, it is. I play it like a guitar, but upside down.
Okay.
Yep.
Works for me.
Yes, yes. Amy Ray of the Indigo Girls kind of strums a mandolin like a guitar. And so I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I want to be like Amy Ray.
Okay.
That's what
Why not?
inspires me. Yes. Yeah. What
Why not?
instruments do you play, Mark?
Well, I play a little guitar,
Yeah.
little
The V.
bass,
Oh, bass. Yeah, good.
you know, and well, nowadays I play a whole lot of VSTs, virtual instruments as well.
Oh, oh,
You
yes, as
know,
when you're
sure,
producing. Mm-hmm.
sure,
808s. Do you know what 808s?
sure. Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of honestly, I don't do a whole lot of 808 type stuff or hip hop and stuff. My strengths still lie within country and rock music. But thankfully, these days, like country's actually being asked for now for TV and film because there are a lot of shows that are based in the country landscape where they need that kind of stuff for their characters. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but but
You want to share about a project that you're working on or that you just finished up? I would love to hear about it.
well, country wise, I also put out an album this year, called Wild Country. Um, and I think there's 12 or 14 songs on that thing. Um, but that was the last. I think I put out a couple of country singles after that. Like, um, I think the last, no, not the last single. I put out Wish It Was Summer in
February,
April because
April.
I think the previous winter in April we put out Summertime High because it felt like summer,
Great.
right? And then the next April it was like, oh man, this sucks. It took a dive and we were like, man, what can we get last year back? But it turned around. But yeah,
Yes.
it was Wish It Was Summer then. And um the last country single I put was out was a song called Play That Song Again, which
Mm.
was just me. But fun, you know. Um yeah. But like I'm kind of moving I'm kind of moving out of the spotlight, honestly. Like I do a few less appearances, it gets less and less, which is it's okay because then I can spend it in my studio and write more songs and pitch more music to places that might need music that I've got sitting on my hard drive, and stuff like that. And we're
What
not here
kind
to
of,
talk about me.
well,
We're
I have
talking
another
about you.
question for you. I
Okay.
have another question for you though.
All right. Yes.
What recent film or TV have used your music
So
that you can share?
the most latest placement. All right, Matt's coming in to join us.
Yay.
Um, my most recent placement has been in a Brazilian TV show that I don't even know how to pronounce. It's like El Cabre or something, right?
El Hachos.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't work for El Cabre though, but yeah, it's kind of that same idea.
El Cabre. Yeah.
Although I don't I don't think I can get away. But it's like a a Miami Vice sort of vibe that's set in Brazil.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, yeah,
Cool. But
yeah.
is it country music?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It was and believe, and check this out, which is really funny. Um, my last placement was music that was from the very first EP that I ever put out there,
What year
which
was that?
which was in 2015.
Not
So
that
like
far ago.
well, that's 10 years ago now.
Yes. Well, I
You know
got
what I
you
mean?
beat. I
Uh,
got you beat.
Oh,
So,
you do? Okay.
yeah, I released an album in 1997 and then again in 2001.
Well, the first album that I released, I had recorded at Paisley Park with my group, Juggernaut, and we released that album in 1992.
Yes,
So,
that's
um,
great.
it was awesome to record in that place because hardly anybody got to, and we just
Hmm.
got to do it because we were friends with one of Prince's engineers, and
Michael
Prince,
Koppelman,
nope, his name was
Tom Garneau.
Steve. I do know Tom very well as well, yes,
Yeah.
but it was Steve Durkee. We
Okay.
we called him Steve the Beef Durkee, and he would get fired quite a lot,
Hmm.
but he'd also get rehired then. And
Yes.
and so in between times when he was uh actively working, but Prince was somewhere else, we got to record in the C, B, and A room at Paisley Park for different
Oh,
songs. And
wonderful.
yeah, it was a
Well, I worked
great
with Michael
experience.
Koppelman on both my albums.
Oh, right on.
Yep. And then Tom Garneau mastered both, and I always use him to
Yes.
master everything.
Yeah, Tom's great. I
Hmm.
also have used him to master some things before I started doing some of those adventures on my own. But
Oh, sure. You're available for mastering. That's good to know.
it's actually one of the how did you get me talking about me? That's what I want to know. This was supposed to be talking about you anyway. But one last thing was the most productive construction that I've got has come from mastering.com, which is also a school, and they teach the philosophy of production, mastering first, because
Ooh.
once you know the art of mastering, you kind of figure out what's wrong with your mix.
Mm.
Because you can only master it so loud as the mix is good. So
Sure.
yeah, fun fact. But back to
That's
you.
interesting.
What was the last album that you released? That there was an EP, right? The last one that you said you released,
Yep.
and it was Turnbuckles?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just making sure I know these things because I research them. Um, I honestly, this was one of the reasons I thought about doing this was because we have to all investigate these people who get nominated, for
Yeah.
things. And I
Yes.
want to, I want to be ahead of the game. Truly. So I'm looking forward to diving into some of your music. Honestly, I have to say that I haven't
That's fine.
had enough of a pleasure, and I feel like you've worked with a lot of people that I know are great people and even better music makers. So like, why would I deny myself some of the treasure that is Katy Tessman? I think that I should embrace that,
Right, right. Well,
and I will do so.
the vision behind my Turnbuckles album, I wanted to feature my band, who's just amazing. So the songs have a full band sound. And
Nice.
I do you know what a turnbuckle is?
Well, it's when you're letting out cattle, right? There's a turnbuckle
And the
involved in there.
turnbuckle is a really important piece of hardware. And did you turn the turnbuckle to open up something when you let out cattle? Is that where you saw it?
I think so. Isn't that what opens the gate? The turnbuckle?
I don't think so. Turnbuckles are found on like suspension bridges and boxing and wrestling rings, holding two lines together really tightly. So that's what that turnbuckle does. It keeps things together nice and tight.
Or maybe it was in fencing, like part of the cattle's fence. I can't remember where I.
Yes, yes, it would definitely be on fencing on a big ranch.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Every place where there's lines that are being together held tight. So the songs are about connection and
Really
community and how important it is that we gather and we experience things together and we share moments together.
wonderful.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm glad you shared this moment with us. I have to let you know that we only have 3 minutes left. Doesn't it seem like we just got on this conversation together?
Yes. And
That's how
does Matt want to contribute to the conversation at all?
I don't know. I've asked him to unmute, but I don't know that maybe he's just listening in like a fly on the wall. And that's
Yeah.
okay too. It's all good.
Yes. Well, can I
However
talk
you do
about
it,
my
please.
what I've got going on with Joyanne Parker?
Please, and make sure within the next 3 minutes that you also mention socials and how people can get a hold of you.
Okay, great. Um, on November 13th, I have curated a show of moms who rock, and it's called Mama Hellcats. It's the second annual,
I see.
and we are raising funds and awareness for domestic violence resources. And I'll be performing with the Heartland Souvenirs with Nikki Lemire and Becky Schlegel. And Joyanne Parker will also be performing one of her really amazing duo sets that she does. And then this year's Maverick, Samantha Grimes, is going
Yeah.
to knock our socks off with songs from her new album, Stripped. Yes. Yes, we say thumbs up to Samantha Grimes. And that this is a good segue to talk about social media because Samantha and I found each other on Instagram and
Wonderful.
I just fell in love with her content and the way she writes and just her videos, her music is amazing. And I put together a show for us at Dusty's. And the graphic I put it was with Ellen Stanley Mother Banjo. And I put together a graphic and it was the Charlie's Angels. And instead
Wonderful.
of guns, we had a guitar and a banjo and a left-handed guitar, which is Samantha Grimes.
Cool.
And so Samantha is the brains behind the title Mama Hellcats.
Nice.
And then the Annie and the Bang Bang will be playing, kind of a dreamy rock band. And Kashimana is going to perform a wonderful set. And then we've got Rachel Kurtz and Ced Kelly. So it'll be
Wow.
9 moms, 6 bands, the Hook and Ladder, Thursday, November 13th.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, so I'm on
Very cool.
Instagram, Katy Tessman Music,
Okay.
and I spell Katy with a Y.
Right.
I,
Yes.
I I did that before Katy Perry did.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty important.
Yes. And of course, I'm on Facebook, and that's where I am mostly connected with you, Mark.
Awesome.
And I am part of the MCMO members Facebook page.
Yes.
I also have a YouTube, and I love new subscribers. It'd be great to get up to 200 subscribers.
I'm coming in for you. I'm coming.
Good, great. Right
Absolutely.
back at you.
Yeah. And if you're cool with that, with putting this interview on my YouTube, I will definitely share you with my members as well, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful.
Because that's what this is all about. It's about community
Yes.
and knowing that we have resources in each other.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And thank you for sharing with all of us. I think it's going to cut us off here pretty quick, and it usually goes pretty abruptly.
it does.
So
You're listening to LaGrungeMusic.com.